Most people dream of becoming rich, but very few ever take the first real step. That step isn't making millions. It's earning your first $10,000. Why 10,000? Because it's a number that feels both big and possible. It's the line that separates dreaming from doing. Once you've crossed it, everything changes. Think about where you are right now. You might have student loans. Maybe you're carrying credit card debt, or you're stuck living paycheck to paycheck. Earning $10,000 on the side could change that. It's not just about the cash, it's about what it proves. It proves that money is a skill you can learn. Not luck, not chance. A skill. When you make $10,000 once, you know you can do it again. And again. And again. That's the turning point. That's the moment you stop doubting yourself and start building wealth with confidence. For most people in North America, the problem isn't opportunity, it's focus. There are endless distractions promising fast money, day trading, crypto hype, lottery tickets, quick wins. Most of those lead nowhere. But when you zoom in on the goal of 10,000, things become clear. You don't need to gamble, you don't need to wait years for results, you just need a path that works. Think about it like this. The average American doesn't even have $500 saved for an emergency. If you can put $10,000 together, you're already ahead of the majority. That's financial breathing room. That's security. That's power. The first 10,000 is also the hardest. It takes the most trial and error. It demands consistency when you feel like quitting. It forces you to prove you can stick with a plan. Once you do, every dollar after becomes easier, because you've built the mindset. You've built the system. You've proven to yourself that you can create money from your own effort. And that's what we're going to break down. How to get to that first 10,000, the different ways to earn it, the traps to avoid, and how to use it as a foundation for real wealth. The money matters, but the real win is the shift in your identity. You're no longer someone wishing for change. You're someone who knows how to create it. If you're ready to learn how to do that, keep watching. Because the path to your first 10,000 is the start of your financial freedom. And once you unlock that, nothing will look the same again. Next, let's look at the 4 practical paths that can actually take you to your first 10,000. The first path is selling in-person services. This is the fastest way to start making money. You don't need a website. You don't need ads. You don't need a big budget. You only need skills, effort, and people in your local area. Think about the services people pay for every single day. Dog walking, tutoring, lawn care, house cleaning, babysitting, car washing, delivery driving, photography. These jobs are everywhere. In the US and Canada, people hire others for these tasks all the time. Platforms like TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, or Rover make it simple to find customers, but you don't even need those apps. You can knock on doors, post flyers, or ask neighbors. What makes in-person services powerful is speed. You can get paid the same day you start. You wash a car, you get cash. You mow a lawn, you get cash. You babysit, you get cash. When I was younger, I walked through neighborhoods and looked for houses with clean lawns but dirty cars. I offered to wash the cars. People said yes. That single idea turned into quick money in my pocket. This is how you should think. Look for problems people are willing to pay to solve, offer your time and skills, collect cash fast. But there's a limit. You can only work with one person at a time. There are only so many hours in a day, and your income depends on being physically present. So in-person services are a great start, but they won't take you far beyond the first step. They're the launch pad, not the destination. The second path is selling local products. This could be handmade goods, baked treats, artwork, or crafts. Think about a farmer's market in your town. Think about local fairs and community events. People love to buy unique items they can't find in big stores. Maybe you're great at baking bread. Maybe you design candles. Maybe you paint or carve wood. These products can make you money, and they connect your passion to income. But there are challenges. Supplies cost money. It takes time to create inventory. And your customer base is small. If people in your town aren't interested, you won't sell much. I once sold model plane parts I built by hand. I enjoyed the work, but the material costs ate most of the profit, and only a handful of people wanted to buy. It wasn't scalable, so local products can be fun, and they can give you experience running a small business, but they usually won't lead to significant growth. The third path is selling global products. This is where things expand. Instead of being limited to your town or city, you sell to the world. Think about drop shipping. Think about print-on-demand shirts. Think about Amazon FBA or Shopify stores. With these, anyone, anywhere can buy from you. This opens up far more opportunity. But it takes time. At first, your money gets locked into reinvesting. You sell 10 items, then buy 20 more. You repeat the cycle. Profits don't feel real at the beginning. But if you stick with it, it grows. That's why so many entrepreneurs choose this path. It's scalable, it can become a true business, and it can run with less of your direct time once it's set up, but it's not instant. It can take 1 to 3 months before you see results. Patience is key. The fourth path is selling online services. This is the strongest option for hitting your first 10,000 quickly. It mixes the best of both worlds. You get global reach, like products, but you also get high margins, like services. What counts as online services? Copywriting, video editing, thumbnail design, running ads, social media management, podcast editing, web development. The list goes on. You don't need expensive tools to start. You need skills that businesses value, and you can learn many of these skills online for free or at a low cost. The beauty of online services is that you can earn right away. Unlike products, you don't need to buy inventory. Unlike local services, you're not limited to one area. Anyone in the world can become your client. A college student in the US could make $2,000 a month editing videos. A single parent in Canada could earn extra income managing social media pages. These aren't dreams, they're real, practical opportunities. If I had to choose one path today, this would be it. Because businesses everywhere need these services, and they're willing to pay well when you deliver results. The first 10,000 is within reach through any of these 4 paths, but online services give you the best mix of speed, reach, and profit. And this is where the skill pyramid comes in. It's the framework that takes you from basic freelancing to consistent, scalable income. The skill pyramid is built on 4 elements: positioning, leverage, reach. Miss one of them, and you'll stay stuck at the bottom. Master them together and you can turn a skill into $10,000 and beyond. The first element is positioning. Not all services are equal. The money is in helping businesses make more money. Businesses think differently than individuals. A family might hesitate to pay $200. A business making $50,000 a month won't blink at spending $2,000, as long as it helps them earn more. This is why you should focus on services that connect directly to growth. Marketing, advertising, lead generation, sales optimization. Those are high value. If you're a video editor, don't only work for small creators with no budget. Target entrepreneurs selling products who want better videos to boost sales. If you design thumbnails, don't chase random one-off gigs. Aim to become the main designer for an established channel. If you're a copywriter, don't write cheap blog posts. Write landing pages that convert visitors into paying customers. Positioning is about choosing the right lane, not more skills, not more hustle. Just putting yourself where the money flows. The second element is leverage. Businesses don't pay for hours, they pay for results. If you charge by the hour, clients keep you small. If you charge based on results, clients see you as an investment, not an expense. Think about running Facebook ads. If you charge by the hour, the client worries about keeping your hours low. If you charge based on the money you bring in, the client starts thinking in terms of profit. If you can prove your ads bring in $10,000 in sales, charging $2,000 feels cheap to them. The same applies to social media management. If all you do is schedule posts, you're replaceable. But if you show that your posts generate more leads and more sales, your value skyrockets. That's leverage. You're no longer trading time, you're trading outcomes. The third element is reach. Too many beginners chase clients one by one. That's exhausting. The smarter way is to make clients come to you. Put your work online, show what you can do. If you edit videos, post before and after clips. If you design, share your designs and explain why they work. If you grow social accounts, document the progress step by step. One designer posted movie-style posters on TikTok just for fun. He wasn't even trying to make money, but his videos went viral. His inbox filled with messages from people asking to hire him. That's the power of reach. When you share your work publicly, opportunities find you. The fourth element is automation. This is where most people fail. They're talented but unreliable. They miss deadlines. They forget details. They make clients chase them for updates. Clients don't just want skill. They want reliability. They want someone who makes their life easier. That's why the people who get paid the most aren't always the most talented. They're the most organized. Use tools to stay on top of everything. Trello, Notion, Calendly, Google Calendar, simple CRMs. These tools help you track projects, deadlines, and communication. They make you look professional. They make you stand out. I've seen freelancers lose clients because they couldn't deliver on time. I've also seen average freelancers get repeat business for years because they never missed a deadline. Automation isn't optional. It's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Positioning puts you in the right lane. Leverage ensures you're paid for outcomes. Reach brings clients to you. Automation makes clients stay. Together, these four elements form the skill pyramid. Master it, and $10,000 is just the beginning. Once you've made your first $10,000, the next step is bigger, turning that income into lasting wealth. Making $10,000 is only the start. What you do with it matters even more. Too many people hit their first milestone and spend it right away. Cars, clothes, nights out, vacations. It feels good in the moment, but it kills momentum. Wealthy people think differently. They don't see income as spending money. They see it as building blocks for more income. That's the mindset shift you need to make. The goal is to turn short-term income into long-term wealth. That means saving. That means investing. That means resisting lifestyle inflation when everyone around you is upgrading. In North America, lifestyle inflation is everywhere. Someone gets a raise and buys a new car. Someone makes extra income and signs a bigger lease. Someone hits 10,000 and suddenly wants to celebrate with things that drain it all. But if you play that game, you'll always be broke. The rich don't win by earning once. They win by compounding. That's how you create freedom. The way forward is simple. Keep a financial safety net. Build a long-term investment base. Add higher risk plays as you grow. This balance gives you both protection and growth. That's why the next step after your first 10,000 is learning how to invest. Investing multiplies your effort. It works while you sleep. It takes you from just making money to building wealth. There are four main levels to focus on. High-interest savings accounts, index funds, individual stocks, cryptocurrency. Each has its role. Each has its risks. And together they form a solid foundation. Let's start with the safest, high-interest savings accounts. High-interest savings accounts are often the first layer of wealth. They don't make you rich, but they keep you safe. In the US and Canada, the average savings account barely pays anything. But some online banks offer 3 to 4%. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Think of this account as your buffer, your emergency fund, your cash reserve. It's not about growth, it's about access. If your car breaks down, this covers it. If you lose your job, this keeps you afloat. If a medical bill arrives, this pays it. It stops you from pulling money out of your investments at the worst possible time. Without this cushion, people are forced to sell stocks during a downturn. They lock in losses. They set themselves back years. That's why the safety net matters. Once your emergency fund is built, you move to the second layer, index funds and ETFs. These are the simplest and most reliable investments for long-term growth. They give you a piece of hundreds of companies at once. They spread your risk, and they grow with the market. The S&P 500 is the most popular. It's made up of the top companies in America. Over the last decade, it's averaged more than 10% a year. That means if you invested just $5 a day instead of buying coffee, and you did that for 50 years, you could retire with over $1 million. In the US, many investors use VTI or VTSAX. In Canada, ETFs like VFV or XIC serve the same role. They're cheap, they're diversified, and they don't require constant monitoring. Index funds are the foundation of many millionaire portfolios. They're boring, but boring works. After index funds, you can explore individual stocks. This is the third layer. Buying individual stocks gives you direct exposure to companies you believe in. Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon. These are brands you know, and owning a share connects you to their growth. Individual stocks are riskier. They can go up fast. They can fall fast. But they teach you how markets move. They push you to study financial statements. They keep you engaged. If you're starting small, it's fine to buy fractional shares. Apps in the US and Canada let you buy $10 of a stock instead of a whole share. That makes it easy to begin. The key is not to gamble. Don't chase hype, study companies. Look for profits, growth, and strong balance sheets. The fourth layer is cryptocurrency. This is the highest risk, but also high potential. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the main players. They've been around the longest. They have the largest adoption. Over the last decade, crypto has made some investors rich, but it has also wiped out many others. The volatility is extreme. Prices can double in months. They can also fall by half in weeks. If you want exposure to crypto, the smart move is dollar cost averaging. Invest small amounts consistently. Don't put in money you can't afford to lose. Treat it as a speculative part of your portfolio. Used wisely, crypto can add upside to your investments. Used recklessly, it can destroy your savings. Together, these 4 levels create a balanced system. Savings accounts protect you. Index funds grow steadily. Individual stocks give you upside and learning. Crypto gives you speculation. Play all 4 correctly, and you're not just making money, you're building wealth. The next step is to lock in strong financial habits. Habits that make sure your first 10,000 turns into long-term freedom. Here are a few simple rules that keep your money growing. Follow them, and your wealth builds steadily. Ignore them, and you risk losing everything you worked for. The first rule is the rule of 3 accounts. You need 3 buckets for your money. 1 for emergencies, 1 for investments, 1 for fun. The emergency account protects you from unexpected hits. The investment account builds your future. The fun account lets you enjoy life without guilt. When you keep these separate, you stay balanced. You protect your future while still living in the present. The second rule is consistency. Wealth doesn't come from one big win. It comes from steady effort. Invest a set amount every month. Grow your skills a little each week. Add clients regularly. Consistency beats intensity. The third rule is reinvestment. Don't rush to spend your first 10,000. Use it to fuel the next stage. Reinvest in better tools. Reinvest in new skills. Reinvest in your business. This is how you scale from 10,000 to 50,000 to 100,000. The fourth rule is leverage. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. To grow, you need to find leverage. Leverage comes from systems. Leverage comes from automation. Leverage comes from people. When you use leverage, your income is no longer tied only to your effort. These rules keep you on track. They stop you from falling into the traps that keep most people broke. They create momentum that builds over years. Your first 10,000 is just training. The real game is financial freedom. And freedom doesn't come from income alone. It comes from habits, systems, and choices. If you build on these rules, your path only gets stronger. Every dollar you make multiplies. Every step you take compounds. That's how wealth is built. Your journey on the passive path doesn't stop here. The hardest money you'll ever make is your first 10,000. But once you've proven to yourself that you can do it, the door opens. Now you can scale. Now you can invest. Now you can build the life you want. So keep pushing, keep learning, keep stacking wins. Your financial future depends on the choices you make today. Like this video if it gave you clarity, subscribe to The Passive Path for more strategies, and comment below with your first financial goal. The first 10,000 is waiting. The rest of your life is built on top of it.